Today I'm gonna share some point from the book Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel I've read recently. First one, if something seems crazy to once might make sense to another one. 2. We can read about what it was like to lose everything during depression, but we don't have the emotional scars of those who actually experienced it. 3. We all think we know how the world works, but we have all only experienced a tiny sliver of it. 4. In theory, people should make investment decisions based on their goals and the characteristics of the investment options available to them at the time. 5. The differences in how people have experienced money are not small. Even among those we might think are pretty similar. 6. Some lessons have to be experienced before they can be understood. 7. Every decision people make with money is justified by taking the information they have at the moment and plugging it into their unique mental model of how the world works. 8. Every financial decision a person makes sense to them in that moment and checks the boxes they need to check. 9. We all make decisions based on our own unique experiences that seems to make sense to us in a given moment. 10. Nothing is as good or bad as it seems. 11. Luck and risk are both the reality that every outcome in life is guided by forces other than individual effort. 12. Be careful who you praise and admire. Be careful who you look down upon and wish to avoid becoming. 13. There is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. 14. If you feel as if you are falling behind and the only way to catch up is to take greater and greater amount of risk. 15. We don't need tremendous force to create tremendous results. 16. Earning huge returns that can be held onto leads to some tragic stories. 17. Getting money is one thing and keeping it is another. 18. Getting money requires taking risks, being optimistic, and putting yourself out there. 19. A plan is only useful if it can survive reality, and a future filled with unknowns is everyone's reality. 20. A good definition of an investing genius is the man or woman who can do the average thing when all those around them are going crazy. 21. The highest form of the wealth is the ability to wake up every morning and say, I can do whatever I want today. 22. Most of us have a misconception that if we have expensive things like expensive cars, used houses, and expensive watches, we might be happy, but it will not bring respect and admiration from other people. 23. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. 24. People are good at learning by imitations. 25. Savings can be created by spending less. 26. The farther back you look, the more likely you are to examining a world that no longer applied to today. 27. The most important part of every plan is planning on your plan, not going according to plan. 28. That is a trick that you will be less stressed. The trick is first, everything has a price, but not all prices have pairs and levels. And the second is every job looks easy when you are not the one doing it because the challenges faced by someone in the arena are often invisible to those in the crowd. 29. A few things make financial pessimism easy, common, and more persuasive than optimism. A. One is that money is ubiquitous, as something bad happening tends to affect everyone and captures everyone's attention. B. Another is that pessimists often extrapolate present trends without accounting for how markets adapt. C. A third is that progress happens too slowly to notice, but setbacks happen too quickly to ignore. 30. The more you want something to be true, the more likely you are to believe a story that overestimates the odds of it being true. 31. Everyone has an incomplete view of the world, but we form a complete narrative to fill in the gaps. 32. Less ego, more wealth. Saving money is the gap between your ego and income, and wealth is what you don't see. So, wealth is created by suppressing what you could buy today in order to have more stuff or more options in the future. No matter how much you earn, you will never build wealth unless you can put a lid on how much fun you can have with your money right now, today. 33. Manage your money is a way that helps you sleep at night. 34. Use money to gain control over your time because not having money or not having control of your time is such a powerful and universal drug on happiness. 35. If you want to do better as an investor, the single most powerful thing you can do is increase your time horizon. Time is the most powerful force in investing. It makes little things grow big and big mistakes fade away. It can neutralize luck and risk, but it pushes results closer towards what people deserve. So, these are the things I learned I've learned from Morgan's book.